For anyone born under the sign of Taurus, July 9th, 2026 presents a sharp contradiction. The day carries potential for massive professional and personal success, but it comes tethered to an incredibly high risk of grinding to a dead stop. The typical Taurus approaches a day like this running purely on fumes. They are dependable by nature, so they attempt to muscle their way through an ever-expanding to-do list, ignoring the flashing empty gauge on their own dashboard. We see this exhaustion clearly reflected in the tarot reading for the day, starting with the Eight of Pentacles showing up in the reversed position. In its upright state, this card is about diligent craftsmanship. Reversed, it signifies a person burning the candle at both ends, completely consumed by the urge to take on more work than any one person can handle. That urge is compounded by a second card, Temperance, also reversed. This indicates that the natural instinct of a Taurus to say yes to family requests, extra office tasks, or relationship fixes is actively overriding their own common sense. It creates a dangerous feedback loop. On this specific Thursday, the harder a Taurus pushes to achieve their goals, the faster they will drain their remaining physical and financial resources. We can think of this dynamic as an energy leak. The sheer volume of physical output no longer matches the input required to sustain it. To visualize this false correlation between effort and reward, look at this chart. As the red effort line climbs exponentially, the blue yield line completely flatlines. Forcing productivity creates a structural deficit. Eventually, yield drops to zero, and the system fails entirely, leaving you with nothing to show for your labor. To patch that escalating leak, we need to understand the exact astrological forces generating all of this friction. Your own unchecked momentum is the primary threat to your stability right now. The primary driver of the day's cosmic weather is the waning crescent moon entering early Taurus, where it perfectly aligns with Chiron. Chiron is known in astrology as the wounded healer. When it meets the emotional filter of the moon, it creates a state of heightened vulnerability. For a Taurus, this sensitivity sits squarely in their physical body and their sense of identity. That physical need for rest immediately collides with a rigid opposing force. Look at this diagram. As the Cancer sun squares off against Saturn in Aries, the heavy demand to produce slams directly into the requirement for self-care. The internal pull to heal cannot bypass the expectation to achieve. The two forces lock into a tense gridlock. This trapped energy acts like a weight vest. Mundane errands, a routine email, or a quick conversation suddenly require exponentially more effort to complete. That specific astrological clash is the hidden root cause of the physical and emotional exhaustion creeping into your day. This cosmic tension translates directly into your wallet. The tarot pulls the Five of Swords reversed, acting as a strict financial warning. The risk here is death by 1,000 cuts. It's the impulse to soothe your exhaustion through comfort spending, a food delivery, a sudden online order, or paying for convenience. Small, seemingly harmless expenses that add up quickly. That same tension also bleeds into your interpersonal life. Between romantic partners or close colleagues, the friction manifests as a sudden, immovable mutual stubbornness. Communication breaks down into keeping score. Instead of listening, both sides dig in, dragging old, unresolved arguments into completely fresh conversations. If you ignore these warnings and react on autopilot, these minor everyday decisions will act as massive drains on your depleted financial and emotional reserves. The daily oracle message centers on a single concept: energy balance. We see this balance visualized in the draw of the Magician. In a standard reading, this card is the ultimate symbol of assertive action, willpower, and manifesting your reality. But today requires a counterintuitive strategy. Surrounded by reversed cards and gridlocked astrology, the Magician's true power is applied through deliberate inaction. Practically, this means actively choosing not to engage. It is the confidence to hold your tongue during a tense breakfast argument, to physically close your wallet when tempted to browse online, and to take a rigid 10-minute break instead of working through lunch. True control and manifestation today emerge from the rigorous discipline of stopping. When you successfully plug those energy leaks by setting firm boundaries, your reality immediately shifts. This sudden unblocking of potential is represented by the appearance of the Fool. The heavy, stagnant barrier dissolves, allowing a brand new, unburdened chapter to open up in front of you. That clear path leads directly to our final card, the cornucopia, a promise that grounded, lasting abundance is waiting on the other side of your restraint. By touching your own aches with kindness rather than force, and choosing deliberate patience over hasty action, you take a day primed for total exhaustion and transform it into a surprising turnaround of sustainable success.